Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. Earlier yesterday, we saw a group of Kenya Kwanza members of parliament calling for the arrest of Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga over Monday's mass action. After which Azimio elected leaders responded to them and dared them to make good their threats of arresting Uhuru and Raila. And Babu Owino has also not been left behind. Let's listen to Babu Owino before we proceed.
Is the executive arm. Number 2 is the judiciary. Number 3 is the parliament. And the 4th arm of government is Raila Odinga. So harboring an intention, not arresting, but harboring an intention, just thinking about it, harboring an intention to arrest Baba is tantamount to treason. And I can assure you that if you want this country to go down, try going that way. Just even utter that you want to arrest Raila, then we are ready to start afresh. So do not think about it. Do not be deceived, because we clearly know that we have 70% of this country. And I can warn you that if you try to arrest Raila, then even us as members of parliament, we will resign and we will fight a cause that is going to clean this country once and for all.
Yes. Babu Owino is not mincing his words. He's making it very clear that there are 4 arms of government. The first arm is the executive, the second arm is the judiciary, the third arm is parliament, and then the 4th arm is Raila Odinga. Babu is making that very clear. And then secondly, he goes on to confirm that as Azimio, they have 70% of the country. In this video, I want us to dig deep to dissect those remarks for Kenyans to know the truth behind those remarks. If you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's start with Babu's first point, that Raila is the 4th arm of government. We all know that according to the books that we were taught, we have the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. And in one way or the other, these 3 arms of government are interdependent. And Babu is now bringing a very interesting dynamic to it, that now we also have the 4th arm of government, which is Raila Odinga. If you look on what happened on Monday, Babu's remarks, those remarks by Babu Owino, are very sensible, in that without the executive, the judiciary and parliament working together with Raila Odinga, it's almost impossible for the country to move forward. And that was witnessed and confirmed on Monday. The country literally came to a standstill. So Babu Owino's remarks, in one way or the other, might actually be true, only that they're not written in our books. But it's actually true that Raila Odinga might be another arm of the government. And I'm saying that because look at all former presidents, starting with Moi. Moi had to work with Raila Odinga. When Kibaki came, as much as Kibaki tried not to work with Raila Odinga, he was later forced to work with Raila Odinga. When Uhuru Kenyatta came, for those who can still remember, when Uhuru Kenyatta was campaigning for the presidency, In fact, Uhuru was quoted as saying that Uhuru, before the election, he was talking a little bit tough on Raila Odinga. And some of Uhuru Kenyatta supporters at that time were saying Uhuru sio Kibaki. Eventually, Uhuru Kenyatta had to work with Raila Odinga. And now William Ruto, some of his naive supporters are saying Ruto sio Uhuru. And those are the same words Uhuru Kenyatta's supporters were saying when he came in, that Uhuru sio Kibaki. I'm seeing a very high possibility where William Ruto might be forced to beg Raila Odinga for peace. He will be forced to make peace with Raila Odinga, because technically this is a man who controls more than half of the country. And as long as more than half of the country is not happy, the country cannot be peaceful. It can't move ahead. That's the truth, ladies and gentlemen. And in the case of William Ruto is even in a more precarious situation than all these other former presidents, in that it's highly expected and believed Raila Odinga beat him in the August presidential election. It's highly believed and highly possible that Raila Odinga won that election. And even from the results that was announced by IBC Chebukati, it was an almost a tie. And besides that, William Ruto is not performing as he did promise when he was campaigning. Kenyans are already tired and fed up with him. So factors are really making it very hard for William Ruto to rule without making peace with Raila Odinga. And as much as William Ruto and his team might be talking tough, there is a very high possibility that William Ruto will not rule this country without making peace with Raila Odinga. That's something that Kenyans should be prepared to deal with. Ruto will be forced to make peace with Raila Odinga if he wants to at least reach 2027 calling himself the president. And on top of that, Babu is just trying to inform these leaders insulting and talking ill of Raila Odinga that Raila Odinga is not their match or their equal. They should respect Raila Odinga. And that is so because in the recent days, we have been seeing the likes of Rigathi Gachagua, Kimani Ichung'wah, Ndindi Nyoro, these leaders supporting William Ruto, insulting Raila Odinga and talking ill of Raila Odinga. And we have also been seeing some leaders who is because of Raila's influence that they were elected now crossing over to Ruto's team and they start abusing Raila Odinga. Babu is directly telling them, respect Raila. Raila Odinga is not your equal. And then to the second part, he's saying that Azimio controls about 70%. And that's absolutely true. If you look on how Kenya voted, out of 6 provinces, Raila won, out of 8 provinces, Raila won in 6. Out of all the elective seats, categories, Azimio won majority members of parliament, majority governors, majority MCAs, and they only lost the Senate. And in the Senate, they only lost with 1. Yes, they only lost with 1. Kenya Kwanza had 24, Azimio had 23. And these are results that Chebukati announced. And again, we are being told that those results were also cooked to give advantage to Kenya Kwanza Alliance. So you are seeing, ladies and gentlemen, that out of 4 elective categories, Azimio won 3 out of 4. In terms of direct voting for the people, out of 8 provinces, Azimio won in 6 out of 8. And if you look individually at Kenyan communities, even in terms of tribes, almost all tribes in Kenya gave Raila Odinga a majority vote. In fact, William Ruto, in terms of a majority vote, he only won in his Kalenjin backyard and on the mountain. All these other Kenyan communities gave Raila Odinga majority votes. So it's actually true, and that's not debatable. Azimio controls over 70% of the country. And that's why anytime Raila calls for protest or declares a holiday, you are seeing the effects being felt across the country. That only confirms Raila Odinga is a force to reckon with. As I conclude, that style of politics is very clever on the part of Babu Owino. That's a strategic style of politics. If Babu Owino continues on that trend, then he's going to come up as the first amongst equal in Raila Odinga's camp. Babu is surely building his political brand if he goes on that route. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. If you want to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number. Let's meet in our next analysis.